Traditional mass gainers are complete garbage. They're filled with various crappy sources of carbohydrates, low quality whey protein or worse, and people would consume them on a regular basis and have GI issues and bloating and bowel movements that you would not even want to wish on your worst enemy. However, Super Sized from Merica Labs is not that traditional mass gainer.
I don't have a job to find, and if I work tonight, I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm
Welcome inside Fitness Informant HQ. I'm Fitness Informant founder and CEO Ryan Buckeye, back here at fitnessinformant.com for a 100% honest, no bullshit review of a mass gainer from Merica Labs Super Sized. This container is absolutely massive. It's also absolutely empty. And today we're going to talk about Super Sized from Merica Labs on 5 different categories. First, we're going to talk about what's in this baby, what makes this mass gainer potentially different than mass gainers of the past. Second, we're going to talk about the effectiveness. Third, we're going to talk about flavor. Fourth, mixability, as well as show you a mixability video here on camera. And then finally, we're going to talk about value on the product. So, traditional mass gainers are complete garbage. They're filled with various crappy sources of carbohydrates, low quality whey protein or worse, and people would consume them on a regular basis and have GI issues and bloating and bowel movements that you would not even want to wish on your worst enemy. However, Super Sized from Merica Labs is not that traditional mass gainer. In fact, we're going to hop into the ingredient profile here right now and explain to you why this is different than many mass gainers on the market. Now, let me first start by saying, I'm a proponent of, I'm always going to say, if you can eat your foods, eat them. However, I also understand how hard it is to gain weight sometimes when you have your calories at a specific level that seems unattainable. A MRP or meal replacement or a mass gainer is something that you may need to turn to get an extra influx of calories into the system, because calories in versus calories out is the only way to gain or lose weight. So let's start with the macros. It is going to be 3 scoops, which is going to be 206 grams. That's huge. 850 calories. That's right. That is half the amount of calories that some people consume in an entire day. 850 calories per 3 scoops, 21 grams of fat, 120 grams of carbohydrates, and 45 grams of protein. But what is it that makes up these macronutrients? Well, the first ingredient in this is oat flour. So what is oat flour? Think of your Quaker oats or your oats, right? Those ground up into a dust is basically going to be oat flour. So you're getting a high quality, in my opinion, carbohydrate source for your carbs. So you have 120 carbs on this. You're basically getting powdered oatmeal, which is fantastic. It also provides an amazing mouthfeel when you guys taste this, and we'll talk about that in a second. The second ingredient is cold processed, ultra filtered, non-GMO whey protein concentrate. So many brands in the past would use cheaper forms of whey protein, like a WPC 34 or sweet whey, something complete trash. Or you can get a high quality mass gainer like this using a WPC, which I'm presumably believing it's WPC 80 from Merica Labs. The next ingredient is whole milk powder. So whole milk powder is basically going to be whole milk dry. You're going to get about 80% casein protein from that, 20% whey, contributing to that overall protein content of 45 grams per serving. Then it uses organic cane sugar. Now, this is also going to aid in the carbohydrate selection. However, not using maltodextrin or dextrose or some other carbohydrate, they're using, real sugar. Here you go. We're going to put it in the system for you. Comes from a plant. What's so wrong with that? It's going to help restore glycogen stores, especially if you consume this post-workout. Otherwise, it's going to help keep glycogen stores up for your next workout, which is also good. This particular flavor, which is triple stuffed, has real cookie pieces in it. That's really the only dirty part of this mass gainer, but it helps with the flavor and helps with the customer experience. Obviously, there's going to be natural and artificial flavors, sucralose, a gum blend. We're going to get into that. Pro-hydroxy P, which is a proprietary enzyme blend, which is going to help you break down things in this protein. It's going to help you break down fats. It's an enzyme blend that essentially is going to help you also break down lactose. So it's going to help, alleviate stomach discomfort and bloat, because you're having enzymes or digestive enzymes in there helping you out. And they also use DigiZeb in this too, which is also going to help break down protein and making sure, and other macronutrients, making sure they're being utilized correctly. So one of the only mass gainers that I've seen using digestive enzymes within the actual formula to help you break down, absorb, and utilize the stuff in this big bucket better than the competitors in the market. So then let's talk about the effectiveness. For me, how is a mass gainer effective? Well, a mass gainer is effective pretty much based on how you consume it. If you need to obviously gain weight, you want to make sure you're getting more calories in per day than you're burning. So this can be effective if the 850 calories that you're taking from this puts you into a caloric surplus. Now, if all you're having all day, every day is, say, 2 servings of this, and you're going to have 700 calories, that might not be enough for you to gain weight. So you need to be sufficiently eating other sources of food in addition to this to actually gain lean muscle mass or gain weight. The other thing I look at here is stomach discomfort, and I kind of alluded to it in the ingredient breakdown, that with the digestive enzymes in this particular product, you don't feel bloated, you don't feel bogged down, you don't feel stomach discomfort, you don't have crazy, weird, gassy bowel movements. At least I haven't since using it. And again, you don't necessarily have to go up to the 850 calories, the 3 full scoops. You can use 1 or 2, etc. But again, this is formulated to be effective if you want it to be effective. In terms of flavor, this is triple stuff. Think of Oreo, think of cookies and cream. Triple stuff, which means there's going to be an emphasis on the cream flavor, the white part of that chocolate sandwich cookie. You definitely get more of a sweet, creamy type of a flavor with the inclusions of the real chocolate sandwich cookies. I actually prefer this triple stuff flavor over their double stuff, which is on their Patriots Whey line. I liked it a lot. In addition to that, and I talked about this earlier, the oat flour provides an amazing mouthfeel. It has a little bit of grit to it, and I personally like that. That's why I also like to drink sometimes vegan proteins, because of the mouthfeel. But you feel like you're drinking food, which is to some people pretty cool, and myself included. But not only does it taste great, it has a great mouthfeel, a great texture to it. In terms of mixability, I'm going to show it to you here on camera. I did 8 ounces of water in 1 scoop. I wasn't going to do 3 full scoops in 16 ounces of water because I don't think that's going to showcase enough of what I'm trying to show here. But you can see that it comes out pretty viscous. The only particles you really see flowing are the chocolate sandwich cookies, which is to be expected. But the base of this, the oat flour and some of the gums and things of that nature, seem to mix up really, really well, almost as well as a whey protein isolate. You can tell that here from the video. In terms of value, it's a $50 container for 11 servings. So that is quite a bit, right? It's a higher quality mass gainer, and I would always suggest, like, if you can eat your foods, do that. It's more of an enjoyable process. But if you think about, like, the Subway campaign, $5 foot long, right? This is actually going to be less than $5 per serving, and technically it's a meal. It's 850 calories. Now, I wouldn't suggest cutting out breakfast, lunch, or dinner if you're eating 3 meals a day and replacing it with a shake. I would put the shake in addition to your other meals, obviously. So it's going to be a cheaper source of caloric intake versus eating out. But then you have to weigh the pros and cons and kind of what you want to do with your wallet book. Like if you have an extra $50 or you're having a hard time eating, right? If you have a hard time eating your calories, sometimes drinking them helps. Therefore, at an average price of $4 and some odd cents to get 850 calories, it definitely could be worth it. So value is really based on what you foresee you need in your life. I think that this is definitely a $50 mass gainer. But again, at the end of the day, do you want to spend $50 for an extra 850 calories per day for 11 days? That's totally up to you. If you are looking at that, if you are a hard gainer, then I'd say yes, absolutely spend the money, get this product. It tastes great, and it can work as long as you let it work for you. If you want to read the full written review, look below for a link in the description box. Take you there if you want to purchase this. Look below for a purchase code as well as a coupon code if we have one to save you a few dollars. Make sure you subscribe to our social media channels. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the red subscribe now button here below to stay up to date with all new reviews, podcasts, etc. And speaking of podcasts, we are the Iron Union Podcast right here on YouTube, over at Spotify, iTunes, and all major podcast platforms. Make sure you check that out as well. And for more supplement reviews, rankings, deals, news, workout routines, and nutrition plans, visit us on our official website, online, fitnessinformed.com.